We just woke up because she has daycare. Well, I had Jay.
You got anything in your pockets?
My phone.
Newly released body cam video from OKC police shows the moments a Metro couple was arrested in connection with their young daughter's death.
2-year-old Lachlan Rose was mauled by the family's pit bull on November 18th. News 9's Elizabeth Fisk joins us with new details. And Elizabeth, the suspects are still in jail tonight.
That's right, Amanda. Lachlan Rose's parents were originally charged with murder too, but the Oklahoma County District Attorney's Office upped that charge to first-degree murder on Monday.
In body camera video from November 18th, Oklahoma City police can be seen taking 2-year-old Lachlan Rose McGuire's parents into custody after she was found fatally mauled by the family's pit bull named Ella.
Tell them not to open the door up or they're going to get attacked if they open up the door. The other door.
Now, did you hear that? What a statement. Tell them not to open the door because they'll get attacked if they do. And he's talking about the dog that he locked his daughter inside of a room with is going to be the dog that's going to attack him. So he basically told on himself. You told on yourself, buddy. Welcome back. We need to have a talk. And I need to send out a few warnings. This voluntary investigator is us. And y'all need to take us seriously. You know, the content that we put out sometimes gets more views than the media outlet's content. Yeah, you better take us seriously because we're going to do a more in-depth examination of these cases. That's why they tell the general public not to jump to conclusions. They understand that content creators can sway, different cases. But this is an ugly, inhumane case. And the worst part about it is their defense of these dogs and their attempt to blame the dogs being neglected and abused. They always try to do this, but in this case, it's a lot worse. And you'll see why. As we go forward.
Jordan McGuire, Lachlan's dad, instructed police to shoot Ella. Police say she, along with 2 other dogs in the home, showed signs of malnourishment. According to the affidavit, Ella...
He's going to instruct the cops to shoot the same dog that he locked his 2-year-old daughter inside of a bedroom with. That same dog attacked her. The same victim who was fatally mauled, this same dog attacked her just days prior. How you going to instruct them to unalive this dog? You're going to warn another cop, don't go in there because the dog will attack you. Yet you lock your 2-year-old inside of the room with that same dog? Again, told on himself.
Also had a known history of aggression toward Lachlan.
Back that up.
She, along with 2...
Remember, Lachlan is the 2-year-old who was unalived by this worthless mutant.
2 other dogs in the home showed signs of malnourishment. According
and
to
listen to the media outlet. Didn't waste no time trying to project this idea that it wasn't the dog's fault. It was malnourished. I mean, this is a very sick case.
Ella. Police say she, along
let's
with
back
2,
this up. I'm
be
up here.
seen taking 2-year-old Lachlan Rose McGuire's parents into custody after she was found fatally mauled by the family's pit bull named Ella.
Tell them not to open the door up or they're going to get attacked if they open up the door, the other door.
Jordan McGuire, Lachlan's dad, instructed police to shoot Ella. Police say she, along with 2 other dogs in the home, showed signs of malnourishment. According to the affidavit, Ella also had a known history of aggression toward Lachlan. It says she previously severed Lachlan's ear, requiring surgery. The fatal attack happened just 12 days later, after investigators say her parents locked her in her bedroom with the dog.
Are you just planning to go to work?
That girl looks like the same toddler in that meme, that viral, popular meme, and I know that y'all know what meme I'm talking about. And I was in hopes that because she resembles that other girl so much, that this story would go viral. I can't say for sure yet if it's gone viral, but we definitely need more viral cases, especially cases like this, where it's so obvious that there was foul play on part of the parents, of course, but also on part of these law enforcement officers, the politicians. Everybody got dirty hands in this case.
Are you just planning to go to work in like the next few minutes?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We just woke up because she has daycare. Well, I had to.
You got anything in your pockets?
My phone.
Police say Darcy Lambert, Lachlan's mom, told officers when they arrived on scene that her daughter got ate by the pit. The arrest affidavit says the young girl showed signs of a struggle.
Why is he handcuffed?
The 2-year-old showed signs of a struggle. So they had to have heard what was going on inside of that room. The dog did not silently unalive this 2-year-old. She fought best she could for her life. And do you know how sick you have to be to sit outside the room and hear that? Remember also, they took sleep medication after they locked her inside of that room. Sleep medication.
I don't know. Just have a seat.
Oklahoma Human Services was contacted after the initial attack, but it remains unclear why Lachlan was allowed back into the home with a dangerous dog present. DHS said in a statement
That's because you failed her, the system. Y'all looked at it and you said, oh, it's just a dog. Your stupid dog culture of wearing kid gloves when you deal with dogs, it backfired.
Dog present. DHS said in a statement last month, quote, "The loss of any child's life is heartbreaking, and our Oklahoma Human Services team grieves with the community. The agency is committed to working in collaboration with all involved agencies as they investigate."
Oh, shut up. Y'all don't grieve. I'm sick of these fake people trying to pretend to be normal human beings. I'm sick and tired of y'all. And I'm going to take it upon myself to investigate all these cases. I mean, I've been doing it anyways. But y'all better be careful now. Because now, I'm making it a point to take a real good look at these cases. Because y'all be doing some dirty, foul, inhumane stuff. And I'm going to get to more of that here in a minute.
This tragic situation and gather the facts. And
Both of Lachlan's parents remain in custody at the Oklahoma County Jail on $1 million bonds. Amanda.
Shouldn't even have no bond. Shouldn't have no bond at all. Now, this was the updated report. This was uploaded a day ago. We're about to now look at some of the content that surfaced a couple weeks ago, between 2 and 3 weeks ago.
An update tonight on the case involving a 2-year-old killed by a family dog. We're now learning Oklahoma City officials are trying to ensure the animals taken from the home can be treated and cared for Fox 25's Grant Palmer.
Notice how when it first went down, there was so much attention paid to the welfare of the dogs. This dude wasted no time to talk about the welfare of the dogs that unalived the 2-year-old. Again, you are all guilty. You all got blood on your hands. You're sick. Media outlet, every last one of you. You're worried about these worthless mutts? Who cares? Euthanize them. See how it's so important to them? Oh, get the dogs into a loving home. Don't euthanize those poor doggies. You sick lunatics.
Be treated and cared for. Fox 25's Grant Palmer joining us live in studio. So, Grant, what exactly is the city asking for here?
Well, Adam, the city asked that the court set a bond amount high enough to cover the care of the animals that were removed from the home.
You hear that? You see the title. Oklahoma City seeks bond to cover care for the dogs. What? Sick.
And now one of the parents' bond is set at $1 million. On November 18th, a 2-year-old was attacked and killed by a dog at this Oklahoma City home. Her parents, Darcy Lambert and Jordan McGuire, were arrested that Friday. This week, the city of Oklahoma City filed a petition asking a judge to set bond to pay for the treatment of animals taken from the home. According to OKC Animal Welfare, 4 of the dogs removed from the home appeared to be malnourished, including the black pit bull involved in the attack, whose ribs and hip bones were visible.
Wow. Yeah, we got to unpack that. Notice how they showed a video of a dog that was not involved in the attack. They found some random stock video of a mutt that was emaciated. Why not show the real dog? Let's see them ribs popping out. Huh? Why is that such a big deal? People, here is an image of one of the dogs. This is one of the dogs. They say the dogs, oh, the rib cage was showing. It was so malnourished and neglected. Poor doggy. Cap. Let's see it. Yeah, this is a very sick case. These people are insane.
Involved in the attack, whose ribs and hip bones were visible. This is footage from Wednesday of McGuire learning the charge of second-degree murder that he'll be facing. His bond is also set at $1 million.
Now remember, this was 2 weeks ago, and back then it was second-degree murder. It got upgraded. I don't know why. It could have had something to do with the content that we put out. Because understand, when these investigators and whatnot, when they find my videos, they also read the comment section.
The killed was reportedly attacked by the same dog on November 6th and had to be taken to of second-degree murder that he'll be facing. His bond is also set at $1 million. The 2-year-old killed was reportedly attacked by the same dog on November 6th and had to be taken to OU Children's Hospital. The Oklahoma Department of Human Services was contacted, but the child nor the dog were removed from the home, and the parents continued to keep the toddler in the same room with the dog. DHS gave us a statement saying in part, quote, "While we cannot speak to the specifics of this case, this is a devastating reminder of the importance of creating safe environments around pets and the ways children and animals interact."
How sick. How sick of a statement is that? Create a safe environment around the dogs and the ways children and dogs interact. They're saying that this was an unsafe environment for the dog because of the child pestering it. And you need to learn how to teach your kid how to interact with the dog so that the dog doesn't unalive them. That's the implication behind this statement. You sick, dog-worshiping lunatics. God, these are dog worshipers, and that is disgusting, especially when it's at the expense of really their own kid, a 2-year-old.
Animals interact. 2 lizards and a rat were also seized from the home. Animal welfare noted roaches near the lizards' tanks. One of the lizards was also missing a foot, and the other was missing part of its tail. One dog was also underweight with fleas, and another had a scar on its face with a split.
Dog was underweight with fleas. What? What fleas? Look at how desperate they are to project these dogs as neglected. Oh, it wasn't the dog's fault. They were being mistreated. Oh, they weren't being fed. Get out of here. You sick, dog-worshiping nutters. Get out of here. Lord,
one dog
these
was
people.
also underweight with fleas, and another had a scar on its face with a split lip.
Y'all are so pathetic. Y'all are disgusting, pathetic lunatics.
Now, according to the petition, if the bond remains unpaid for 3 days, the city is asking that 2 of the dogs, the 2 lizards and rat, all be forfeited and deemed property of the city.
Yeah. So that you can what? Adopt them out to someone else. You sick lunatics. You dog kissing, dog humping, dog worshiping degenerates. That's what we're dealing with here. Here's another one. This one was uploaded, I think it was 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks ago.
This is a tough case to talk about. Involves a small child.
OCPD investigating after a 2-year-old was killed by a family pet late Tuesday night. The person who called 911 told police that a baby was not breathing.
On the surface, it appears that there was an animal inside the home with that child, and that child was attacked, which ultimately led to the death of that child.
Police say when they got to the home near Northeast 26th and Prospect, the report says the child had been mauled by one of the family dogs.
Our crimes against children investigators were called. There were other people inside the home. Again, I don't know how many were there, but they did cooperate with police. More than one.
Wow. So it wasn't just one adult inside the home. It was at least these 2. And you didn't hear anything? You didn't hear the attack? You didn't hear the screams from the 2-year-old who most definitely had to have let out screams during this attack? No, these sick, lunatic nutters sat there and listened and allowed it to happen. Chasing a GoFundMe bag. This is an all-time low.
Dog and some other animals inside the home.
Animal welfare took custody of the 4 pet dogs, a pet rat, and 2 pet lizards.
A rat? Yeah, they got rats, dogs, and lizards up in there. Meth addicts. What in the world? And do you know Human Services got involved in this? If I'm not mistaken, they were the ones who co-signed putting the daughter back into the home after the first attack. She had her ear severed. A part of her ear was bitten off just days before she was unalived, attacked by the exact same dog. So you know what it sounds like. The parents realized this dog does not like her. This dog wants to attack her specifically. And your brother did, let's lock her back inside the room with this same dog. They wanted this to happen. This was, and I've been talking about this for years. As long as a dog carries out the attack, you will get off scot-free. Nothing's going to happen to you. You're going to get a bunch of sympathy, and then you're going to get a bunch of money. they're going to pay you for having sacrificed your son or daughter. That's the world we're living in. It is sick.
Can be notified if they need to be, and then animal welfare, they responded as well. They took custody of the animal, and there were other animals.
Man, they have to rehaul that GoFundMe. All those, what was it, GoFundMe, GiveSendGo, all those types of things. Those things have to be shut down or very tightly regulated to stop stuff like this. You have people like this. We are all aware of racists who are just overtly racist, get fired, and then start a GoFundMe and get a whole bunch of money. Yeah, what is this? I mean, this, again, an all-time low. Here in the United States, morals, humanity, civility, everything is at an all-time low. People are beneath wild animals at this point. As far as dog culture, they've been beneath wild animals, as I've explained several times, that wild animals are more protective of their young than these nutters. You can try to ignore us all you want. Like I said, many of these media outlets get fewer views on some of these cases than the content that we put out. And we are going to be exposing the truth. Y'all pushing lies. You're trying to help cover up these murderers, which is really, now, we'll see how much time these parents get. But this was overt. They unalived her. This was no different from them actually doing it themselves. Think about that. So even if they get 2 years, even if they get 10 years, that's somewhat of a slap on the wrist. You should get life in prison or the death penalty, period.
Animals inside the home that they took custody of.
At last check, there were no arrests in the case. That girl was about to turn 3 years old next month.
You hear that? So when it first happened, there was no arrests. They were on their way to getting away with this until we put pressure on them. That's what I believe. That's why it's so important. It's important to go over these cases. You sitting at home thinking you got off scot-free. No, we're going to put pressure on you, on the law enforcement, on everybody, sheriff's department. We're going to take a close look at these cases and we're going to put the truth out. This is sick. How on earth could no arrests have been made when you found out this information? She was locked inside of a room. Even if she wasn't locked inside of a room, like I've been saying for years, that is a clear violation of the endangerment laws. Clear violation. And the dog, based on the laws, should have been removed from the home before the attack. Not only removed from the home, but the parents should have been charged, even though there was no attack, because they still broke that law.
In Oklahoma City, Jason Berger.
Oh, sick. You sick nutters.
Last Tuesday, Oklahoma City police officers were called to this home after 24-year-old Darcy Lambert called 911 saying her child was not breathing. Police found 2-year-old Lachlan McGuire in a bedroom. According to investigators, she had obvious signs of death and her wounds were consistent with dog bites. During the investigation, police learned a black pit bull named Ella had been locked in the room with Lachlan. Police say the door to the room she was in had toddler locks on both sides of the door.
Toddler locks on both sides of the door. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Now, I'm not sure what type of lock it was exactly, but this is an example of toddler locks. You can do your own searches. Some of you parents, you already know what they're referring to. If this is incorrect, please correct me in the chat room or the comment section of this video. Leave a link to the proper images. Why would you do this? The dog had just attacked her days prior, and you lock her inside of a room with the same dog, and you put these locks on the door. Yeah, that's why they upped the charges. And if I'm not mistaken, they were informed of this the night that it happened. So why were there no arrests made? Insane.
Preventing her from being able to leave the room. Lachlan's father, 34-year-old Jordan McGuire, had put her to bed. You buddy. I don't know how long they're going to be locked up, but you better hope that you get out. You better hope that you get out of there. There's a good chance that they're going to put hands on you. Hands and feet on you, dude. That's another thing y'all need to worry about. We're going to pay attention to these cases, and you might run into some problems inside of those jails and prisons. Around 7:30 that evening, according to an affidavit. The affidavit noticed McGuire took medicine and then fell asleep. He then woke up around 8:45 and checked on Lachlan, who was asleep with Ella at the end of the mattress, investigators say. After Lambert returned home from work later that evening, investigators say she heard heavy and labored breathing coming from Lachlan's room, but did not go check on her. The affidavit says the mother later found Lachlan dead in her room. Investigators say the dog was kept inside of the room with Lachlan because it would fight the family's other dog.
There's another moment where they acknowledge that the dog was violent. The dog attacks the other dogs inside of the home. So you lock that same dog inside of a room with the 2-year-old. A 2-year-old that same dog had attacked just days prior. You idiots. See, this was so sloppily carried out that the judges and everything, they had to increase the charges. There was no way for them to continue to cape for these. And why would you want to anyway? Any and everything to defend and protect the image of dogs. That's what it is. I'm telling you, they were more motivated by the dogs and to protect the dogs than they were motivated to protect the parents. It is crazy to me how much value they put into dogs. It's insane. And then for them to lie. I don't believe these dogs were emaciated like that. That's a lie. That is a lie. And again, if that was the case, why can't we see the dogs? Let's see them rib cages. I want to see the rib cages, man. Don't just sit up there and lie and give us lip service. Let's see it. I mean, if you really want to hammer the point home that the poor doggies were hungry and starving, let's see the images. Y'all are worthless. In any other scenario, they would trip over their own feet trying to show us the images. You would have made sure that you took photos, maybe even a video, and shared it with the public. Instead, what they do, they shared a video of some random dog. And the fact that you got a video instead of a photo shows how anxious you were to be able to show the people that the dogs being emaciated. But you know full well they were not emaciated. And you all took part in this lie. Goofies. Bunch of sick, degenerate goofies, man. What is wrong with these people? And so this is a warning to all you nutters, to all of you degenerate nutters, because I know there's a lot of you who have this idea in your head. Turn the dog loose on the 2-year-old, the 1-year-old, the 3-year-old, the 5-year-old. Yeah, times are getting hard. It's getting cold. I know this is running through many of your heads. This is a warning. You better be careful, because there's a group of people paying attention to these cases. You're not going to be able to just get off scot-free that easy no more. We're going to be here, and you best believe we have the ability to sway these cases. Okay? And again, that's why they tell the general public, don't jump to conclusions. What they prefer is that everybody be quiet so that they can run their little scam and their little lies. No, it's not going down like that. You sick degenerates are going to get called out each and every time. There was a comment in one of these that said they better not euthanize that poor doggy. I mean, look at this photo. Doesn't this look like one of those photos that would jerk the emotions of a dog lover? And you best believe there's a whole lot of them out there. Oh, look at him. He didn't know what he was doing. I bet that 2-year-old stuck her finger in its eye. He had to, the victim had to have done something. They will hang their hat on assumptions. I've seen them do it. We've all seen them do it. Just to make themselves feel better about running to the defense of these inbred, mutant, bloodthirsty turds. These things are so worthless, and so counterproductive to our existence. There was another case here recently just went down where another woman was sentenced, found guilty. This disgusting lady who brought her dog to a playground where dogs were off limits, were not allowed. A playground. Not only did she bring her dog there, she turned the dog loose off its leash.
Calling the offense extremely grave, the judge said the 3-year penitentiary sentence sought by the Crown was excessive and called the conditional sentence suggested by defense not appropriate. In the end, the judge sentenced Patricia Siarek to 12 months in jail and a 3-year period.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You went from 3 years to 1 year. They always looking for a way to give these nutters a slap on the wrist.
And a 3-year period of probation, given her criminal record, including disobeying court orders. Patricia Siarek was hoping she would be spared time behind bars after pleading guilty to criminal negligence causing bodily harm and failing to prevent a dog.
You sick lunatic. This lady is a lunatic. Pay close attention to the reports on her.
Negligence causing bodily harm and failing to prevent a dog from biting a person under the Dog Owners Liability Act. But a judge saw it differently.
Obviously, my client was expecting a different result.
It was March 23rd, 2024, when Siarek took her American Bulldog named Capo to a fenced-in playground at Little Norway Park, where dogs were not allowed. Siarek removed Capo's leash and muzzle so he could play with a ball.
Remove the leash and the muzzle.
Years earlier, Siarek had been served with a dangerous dog order, requiring her to keep Capo muzzled at all times, after 3 prior dog bite investigations by Toronto Animal Services.
3 prior dog bite cases. She was ordered to keep that dog on a leash and muzzled when out in public. This sick, lunatic nutter brought the dog to a playground. A playground. Where there were signs up saying no dogs allowed. Took the muzzle off and took it off leash. Wow. Wow. They should have kept her jail sentence at 3 years. 3 years.
The order was still in effect. While at the park, a 9-year-old boy and his father approached. The dog charged towards and pushed through the open metal gate, attacking the boy by biting him in the hamstring. After 2 minutes, Capo released the victim's leg and began biting his pants, which eventually ripped free. Ciarek and the dog then fled the playground. She was arrested the following day after this photo was released. While the judge determined...
You see how she just, after this brutal attack, just walked away. Put her dog on a leash and just walked away. Like a degenerate dirtbag.
Fled the playground. She was arrested the following day after this photo was released. While the judge determined Ciarek is remorseful, she found her moral culpability...
No, she's not remorseful. Don't lie. This lady is clearly a psychopath.
...was high. The dog had been involved in 3 prior dangerous incidents, and she had been served with an order prohibiting her from doing exactly what she did, taking her dog out of the home without a muzzle. This is about as severe and profound lack of judgment as one can imagine. She knowingly put people in grave danger. Ciarek's lawyer says his client, who court heard, has 15 prior convictions for assault, theft, and drug possession.
Yeah, here she is again. Look at how dangerous she is. Look at how dangerous she is. A complete head case. Lord. You gotta protect yourself against people like this. Could you imagine living in this, I guess it's an apartment complex? She allowed, oh my God, these people. God, these people. Something has to be done about these people.
His client, who court heard has 15 prior convictions for assault, theft, and drug possession, has been working hard on her mental health and addiction issues.
There you go. She's a drug addict with mental problems. Why can't it be the law that people like this can't own dogs? This brings us back to the fact that there is zero regulation, no regulation at all, and there should be. At the very least, don't you agree that people like this shouldn't be allowed to own these things? Oh, you're on prescription medication, you got mental problems, mental health issues. No, we can't sell you this dog, and if you get caught with it, you're going to get arrested. You need some type of, these are lethal creatures, and they just let anybody own them. Anybody. People who are a danger without dogs. Lord.
Says his client, who court heard has 15 prior convictions for assault, theft, and drug possession, has been working hard on her mental health and addiction issues.
She had 2 jobs. She lost one of them as a result of the media coverage here. And she's going to now lose her other job, perhaps her housing. So it's a real setback for my client.
Who cares, you dirt bag? She don't deserve defense. If I was a lawyer, there ain't no way I would defend this demon. What a dirtbag. Screw that lady. She up here trying to get kids hurt.
So it's a real setback for my client.
After credit for time served in pre-sentence custody, Ciarek has 340 days left to serve in jail. Some of the conditions of her 3-year probation include the fact she can have no contact with the victim and his family, their names under a publication ban. She's prohibited from entering Little Norway Park and must attend counseling as deemed necessary.
Oh, just that park? And what, counseling?
By her probation officer.
Get out of here. That lady shouldn't even be in the public with other people. She should be in a straitjacket. She should be in a padded room all by herself. Sick. Dog culture is so sick. Oh, salute. Shout out to everybody in the building. My plan was to spend a little more time on this live stream, but this is UFC night. So I'm going to go check out the fight and I will be back. Be on the lookout for the second half of my anti-dog rant. I have not gotten all of my hatred for these things out of my system. So I hope you all are able to join me a little later as we continue with this crusade.